Isn't it hard to believe that the month of October is almost over? I cannot get over it. Where has the time gone? This is my birthday month, and so October is when the seasons start to change. It's just one of my all-time favorite months. Today's video is truly a hodgepodge of makes I have made recently, from embroidery projects, which will be at the end of this video, to actually going fabric shopping in my closet to remake several different clothing items that shamefully I have been holding on to for a couple years and never worn, but I love the fabric so much I couldn't get rid of them. So I'll be sharing it all with you in just a second. Welcome to Dine and Creativity. I'm Rachel Ann, and this is my sewing channel, fully dedicated to my sewing journey, the highs, the lows, and everything in between. And I like to preface, when I say lows, I mean, yes, I try to keep it real, but I also like to share the things that I've learned from sewing because I'm still relatively new in the big scheme of life. But either way, thank you so much for being here. And I am going to start with the remakes of the clothing that I went fabric shopping with in my closet. I am so drawn to interesting, beautiful fabric, and I had found this dress many years ago. Actually, this is the top half of it. You'll see what I made in a second, but it is this gorgeous eyelet fabric that when I saw this, it was in New York & Company back when they had brick and mortar stores. I used to love New York & Company, but it was the Happy Nature line by Kate Hudson. I saw this dress, I tried it on. I remember at the time thinking, this fits a little bit odd, but I'm gonna make it work because I adored the fabric so much. This is the original dress. And did I ever make it work? No, I didn't, because you know how sometimes when you're shopping, you just are so in love with a piece of the clothing, you in your mind kind of rationalize, I'm gonna make this work. The price was great. Maybe it was a store closing sale, but I remember getting this very much on sale, but I could never make it work. It was tight in certain places, loose in others, looked super funky. So what I did is actually used Simplicity 9633 pattern, which I thought this pattern was so fun. It was kind of a random buy a couple months ago. I used View A, just the bodice part, but even with that, I really had to kind of make it work with this. And this is what I ended up making. I'm crazy about it now. And you might say, well, why wouldn't you just cut the bottom of the dress off and use it, you know, just to make the top? When I tried it on recently, skin tight, okay? And something happened, all right? And it was way too small. So I needed to use the larger piece of fabric from the bottom. But when I went in, I just want to show this to you because I thought it was really interesting. When I went in to rip the seams apart, these were the shoulder pads, and they were very tightly pushed together, and so they made the sleeves even puffier than what they are now. I'm a fan of puffy sleeves, but this, I think, contributed to me not wearing it previously because it just looked very rigid on my shoulder. So this was the first remake that I went fabric shopping in my closet, and I'm so excited because now I will actually wear this gorgeous fabric. I love how it turned out. I think that even with long work pants, wide leg trousers, it would be so cute. It's perfect transitional piece as the temperatures hopefully continue to keep dropping. But there you have it. So who would have thought going fabric shopping in your closet? Maybe you already do that, but this is fairly new to me and I'm excited about it. All right, the second item I'll show you, this was also a great bargain. I got on sale at Banana Republic. I'm talking like maybe $20. I ordered it online, so I wasn't able to try it on. You'll see it in the photo here. This sad, sad little dress. I mean, I thought it was sad. On my body, it just was not flattering, in my opinion. And so you know that I love, maybe you do, maybe you don't, but I love those milkmaid style tops. I'm wild about them. I've sewn up several before. In this dress, because it already had the tie at the bust and that really lovely wide neckline, I thought, you know what, I just need to add some sleeves on, cut it, and I'll have a wearable top. So this was the final outcome. I've already worn this a couple times. It is the perfect top to just throw on and go. What I decided to do was use Simplicity 11764 pattern. And I'll try to get you the actual pattern number and put it on the screen here, because I know that the 11764 isn't the right pattern number. I used the sleeves from this pattern and just made them short sleeves. So it really worked out perfectly, and that project maybe took an hour, if that. Just did a narrow rolled hem on the bottom of the shirt, and voila, there you have it. So again, super happy with that final outcome. Love the fact that you can just pull from different patterns to tweak garments that you already have. I'm also working on another closet remake right now that I'm so excited about, but I'm gonna hold off on showing that to you until the very end. I'll give a quick little sneak peek. I'm remaking a Calvin Klein cap sleeve work dress. But anyways, getting into some other recent makes from this month. If you haven't seen it and you want to learn more, I won't go into too much detail now, but I did make this heavyweight plaid, dark green plaid reversible jacket using New Look 6713. I was so pleasantly surprised with this pattern. So if you haven't seen that video, please feel free to go check it out. I kind of give the lay of the land in terms of different tweaks I made, because I really wanted a mix of this jacket and a bomber jacket, just to add a little something to it and really make it the way I wanted to make it. This is a super easily modifiable, tweakable pattern that I highly encourage you to take a look at, or if you have had it for a long time and just haven't worked with it, give it a try. It was very straightforward, very easy to use, and so I'm so happy with this jacket. First real jacket I've ever created and sewn, and I'm pleased. I cannot wait to wear it. The other piece, and you may have already seen this one as well, but was the long maxi Very Easy Very Vogue 9311 velvet dress. This is probably, at this point in time, one of my absolute favorite patterns. It is just a dream to sew up. If you want to give it a try, I did make a literally step-by-step tutorial on how to sew that dress up. So go give that a view if you would like to sew along with me in that video, or if you want to push your skills, maybe you're new to sewing, you want to try something new, or maybe you just want a companion as you sew. I break it down for you. So go take a peek, but I love the finished product, but definitely feel free to go check that video out for the full scope. And I'm a fan. I'm a huge advocate of using that pattern. This next little top was also a remake. I finally got around to taking another look at it. It was previously a dress that I had sewn up, a shirt dress. It was a New Look pattern. I'll put that number on the screen, but I sewed it in my very early days of starting to sew and did not know how to do the neck facing. It was a hot mess. In fact, I actually saved the neck facing to show you what it looked like. This cracks me up. This was the previous neck facing in that dress. And so it did not lay flat as one could expect. I did not know what I was doing. I remember when I first started sewing, I didn't even know really what a facing was. Now I rarely do the facings. I tend to enjoy a narrow hem to finish it, but you live and you learn, you sew and you learn. So I ripped this baby out. To be honest, the shirt dress, I was never gonna wear it. It just really isn't my style. So I said, you know what, let me cut the bottom of it off. I'm gonna make my usual square neck top that I love. I've gotten so much wear out of that shirt so far now. It is such an easy piece to throw on and go, dress up for work, dress down for lunch with a girlfriend, insert whatever occasion, and I am so happy. Why hold on to clothing items and either try to make them work, or they just sadly are neglected and hang in your closet, taking up space for an indefinite amount of time. So I'm very pleased with it, and I hope that that gives you a boost to revisit some old tops or dresses that you have, and just to get hacking on them and make something that you really want to make. Moving on into what we could really call part 2 of this video, embroidery. You are going to probably see many designs that I feature because I am obsessed with embroidery. It really feeds my need for kind of an instantaneous result. You know, that's why I like sewing, because it slows me down. You have to really take it step by step. Embroidery, you get that baby going and you've got a gorgeous product within, you know, an hour or so. So let me start with the first design. These are all going to be, okay, too soon. All right, these are all going to be Christmas presents, and I'm the last minute gift shopper. Giving gifts is not my love language, and I really kind of struggle with it unless I'm making somebody something, which I tend to lean into doing because then I really enjoy it. But buying store-bought things, nothing wrong with it if that's your go-to, but I prefer to do handmade, so everybody's getting embroidered towels and items this year. The first one I'll show you, this was almost 30,000 stitches. It is for none other than the queen herself, my mama. I'm such a nerd, but no, it's for my mom. My mom loves Mackenzie Child. She actually kind of got me into it. We love the barn sale. I mean, we're on the phone looking at it. It becomes a thing. And this teapot reminded me so much of Mackenzie Child's inspired items. So obviously, I had to embroider this design for her. I embroidered the word queen on the towel for my mom, because who doesn't want to be reminded every day that they are a queen? And so there you have it. But this one was such a great little embroidery design to whip up. It did take well over an hour because I had to change out each thread. You know, with these single needle embroidery machines, it does take that added time, but for right now, I'm happy with it, and I'm fine to do something like that. And I am getting a head start on my gifts this year. I'm just gonna give myself a pat on the back, because again, I'm usually very last minute, unfortunately, but I'm super excited to embroider all of these items for the people I love. The next piece is a custom embroidered towel for my mother and father-in-law, who I love dearly, and they just came to visit my husband and I. Then they traveled all up the coast of California, and so to commemorate their trip, I wanted to add little snippets of everything that they did. So for each little item, I just really wanted to make it special for them, and so this is what I came up with. Now this one took some time, all right? You know, because I really had to embroider each design piece by piece and then make sure that it was spaced out to where I wanted it to land. And so that's the feature on these embroidery machines. You know, they've really thought of everything, where I was able to, you know, you're able to pre-trace before you actually put the needle on your garment or on your kitchen towel. So I'm really happy with how it turned out. I'm so excited to give it to them. I also embroidered them cute little snowman towel for them that has their last name. So you can really customize all kinds of things for the people in your life. Of course, I had to embroider some fall related items for my household. So I embroidered this little pumpkin applique or pumpkin embroidery design and just throughout boo season. Then I also did another Mackenzie Child's inspired embroidery design and put pumpkin spice on it. So much fun, so much fun. They've been hanging in my house for weeks now because I just could not wait to get everything done. Then for my dad, he has a red front door on his house. I embroidered, this is one of my favorites, and it was, I think it was around 28,000 stitches. So the whole time, I'm kind of like babysitting my machine. I try to sew another project while I'm waiting for the embroidery piece to be done, but I love it. I love how it turned out. And then this is the part I'm not going to show you just for internet security, obviously. I embroidered his address on the kitchen towel so that he can hang it up, and it's really symbolic of his home because, like I said, he's got a red front door, and I just thought it'd be so cute. So that was his custom towel. I've got some other Christmas projects in the makes that I'm gonna gift to people, and then of course some that I'm gonna make for me, and so I'll make sure to share those with you. But this embroidery has opened up a whole new world for me. Again, like I said, I really am to the point where I'm thinking about it all the time. What new designs can I make? What can I do with it? And the options are endless. I told you I would give you a really quick little sneak peek, and here it is. This is my soon-to-be bomber jacket that I am embroidering. I just got the rib knit trim in last night, and I love it. I'm gonna link this in my Amazon store below in case you need rib knit trim, but how gorgeous is this? I thought it was so stunning. It literally matches this jacket perfectly. And this was a Calvin Klein dress. Again, never wore it. So this is where I'm at with it right now. My hope is to get this done this weekend, and I'll show you how it turns out in the coming weeks. Have you ever remade clothing in your closet? I know I'm not the only one. I'm sure other people have too, many times, but it's so much fun. I'm super excited and happy to be doing this. I keep going through there, kind of looking through some things and trying to figure out, do I want to remake this or keep it as is? My rule of thumb is that if I have not worn it in a year, it's getting remade, especially if the tags are still on it. It's ridiculous. A lot of times I'll give it to Goodwill, but if I really love it and I love the fabric, I'm gonna start holding on to it and then just do a little remake, keep it easy. But I'd love to hear what you're working on, as I shared, and I just hope that you're doing great. I hope you're taking great care of yourself. As always, happy creating and sewing, and be well.